Namaste and welcome back to another episode of The Sapient. Today we have yet another guest. She's amazing from her bio and what I have read about her. So, first of all, welcome, Jodi.
Thank you.
So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. It's early today for us. It's 10, well, not early. It's before lunch. I understand it's late at night for you.
Yeah, and it's like 10:30 for us. Um, yeah, so from which city you are from?
I live near Denver, Colorado.
Mhm.
Um, but I live in a really small town called Buena Vista, and there may be 3 to 4 thousand people here.
Mhm.
It's a tourist town, so a lot of people come here for vacations. And I clean the vacation
Mhm.
homes, is what I do for a living.
Got it. And that has to be like a wild ride, right? Um,
Yes, yeah. Well, you never know what to expect. There could be total trash places,
mhm.
or it could be completely clean. So yes, and then some days I have 3 or 4 cleans, and other days I have no cleans. So it's kind of up and down and kind of all over the
Mhm.
place. Um, During this time of the year, I stay pretty busy, and then whenever winter
Mhm.
comes, it slows down quite a bit, and so my money it's different from one time of the year to the next. So we just have to plan ahead for those months whenever everything's really
Mhm.
slow, which is when I will do more work on my computer, building an online business so that I can eventually step away from the cleaning quite a little bit and start teaching other people to do cleaning the way I do it, which is that is my goal ultimately, is to begin teaching to other people to do what I have done for 20 years.
Mhm. And you kind of led me to my next question, like how do you clean? Like what's your
I
process?
I clean with all natural, yes, all natural products. Green cleaning is what I call it,
Mhm.
where I use products that are healthy for the environment as well as healthy for your body,
Mhm.
that do not expose you to toxins like a lot of cleaning supplies that you buy in the stores. Are very toxic to your body, actually, and very bad for the planet, as well as they're also expensive. So I teach people to use things that are inexpensive, that are easy to find, and are healthy for you. Most of the cleaning products that I use for cleaning with, you could literally drink them and they would not harm your body. They're good for you. Um, and so that is my goal, is to teach people green cleaning.
Mm. Yes, I think that's a very important thing that you're working on. Because we have heard horror stories of people getting caught, like with surprise when they see that the kind of chemical fumes that goes into their body from cleaning products. And I recently saw a study which said that the biggest reason that the neural networks in a foot is deteriorating, especially in those houses where people are walking barefoot. um, that's the biggest reason is chemical absorption. So the floor cleaners that we use have like chemicals which totally affect our body, and it is negatively affecting us by weakening our nervous system. So like what was your first kind of exposure to this kind of field?
Well, I have asthma, and so I have a lot of problems with my lungs, and those problems were being exacerbated by um, cleaning supplies. So, whenever 10 years ago, whenever I would clean an oven out, I would use a oven cleaning spray. Then I would have to run out of the house after I sprayed it, or else it would choke me really bad. I would hurt my lungs. And I found that a lot of the cleaning supplies that I was using were causing me pain, and they were breaking down my immune system, causing me to get sick easier.
Hmm.
So I first started researching online healthier ways to clean so that I could breathe better, so that I wasn't getting sick as much. And in the process of doing that research, I found so much more than I had ever expected to find about toxins that are in regular cleaning supplies. And I found out that the government here in the United States does not control what goes into cleaning supplies, and they can put anything in there, really. And so, just not knowing what's in your cleaning supplies, you have no way of knowing if it's going to affect you negatively or not. And so, then I found and realized that cleaning my house with things that could be toxic for my body was also negatively affecting my children. I have 3 kids, and I wanted to start using things that I knew would be safe for them as well. And so that's where it all began, as far as my research into it. And I just keep learning more and more. There's the majority of the cleaning supplies that I suggest and recommend that people use are things that are found in most people's kitchen
Mm-hmm.
cabinets or under their bathroom
Mm-hmm.
sink, and are things that are not as
Mm-hmm.
glamorous as some of the cleaning supplies you can buy at the store, but yet are just as
Mm-hmm.
effective. If you mix them the right way, you can make them, they clean just as
Mm-hmm.
well as the expensive toxin filled stuff that you buy at the store. And so I can help people to lower their cost, also save their own immune system, and it's better for the
Mm-hmm.
environment all around.
Yeah.
So
um
that
that sounds very easy, but I'm pretty sure it's very hard, the way you have learned it and done research throughout the years. My question is, have you like since then developed any product of your own that you use on a regular basis and also like suggest to other people?
I have not been selling any products of my
Mm-hmm.
own. What I have what I have created are recipes that are easy for people to create, to put together, and I sell a 50 pack of recipe cards that are green cleaning recipes. And I have a blog that in my blog posts I talk about these recipes and the ingredients used for them. And so I mostly am just teaching other people how to mix their own supplies, but I do mix my own supplies for work. And I use a lot of essential oils and vinegar and baking soda and lemon juice. And there's just a great variety of really good, effective things that I've found that are all natural and really work well. And so I have been considering creating these products to sell to people. I haven't yet done
Mm-hmm.
that, but I'm asked about them all the time. And so that should be my next
Mm-hmm.
step, really.
Yeah.
But so far, I've just written a lot about it in blog
Mm-hmm.
posts.
Got it. Because I would like, because I think that's kind of next natural step for you, that is developing these products and going to open market with it, because um,
That would be smart, right?
I mean that's just natural, that's not even smart at this point. I think, Jody, just if my audience gives you like 10 months or an year from today, I'm pretty sure you'd have your own line of products. um
Yes.
So how does that kind of
I feel like that
business?
would be fun too. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry,
What?
I keep cutting you off. Yeah,
No, it's okay.
I was saying, do you have that kind of business point of view, that like to run a particular business? Because sometimes people are like, I have this particular product, I don't want to do, I don't want to do all the marketing and all this stuff. Or there is a other group of people who say, what, I might not have the best product, but I'm very good at marketing, so I'm going to sell this.
I'm learning about marketing right now. I have been doing some research. I have ADAD, I mean
Mm-hmm.
ADHD, which keeps me kind of back and forth from one thing to the next. I get started on one thing and I get distracted and go jump to another thing. But definitely am working on learning how to do marketing. I just recently have uh, started advertising literally this week
Mm-hmm.
on Google Ads, um, to try to get more traction to my website and to my blog posts. Um, but once I learn marketing and have a good understanding of the concepts and how to do things, I feel like I'm gonna be able to expand my business quite a bit. Um, but up until a few years
Mm-hmm.
ago, I didn't even know how to run a computer. I just never was a computer
Mm-hmm.
person, have never been tech savvy at all. I've just been a housekeeper and a single
Mm-hmm.
mom with 3 kids, always busy with kids and
Mm-hmm.
work. And until recently, I didn't even consider doing online business. I was exposed to some online business training um, just about a year and a half ago that really pushed me past my into outside of my comfort zone and into this, and I have learned so much over the past year just being on the computer and constantly reading more stuff. And so I am really open to marketing tools if people want to send me some ideas of where I can learn and where I can grow from there. I'm all about
Mm-hmm.
it. And I do believe in my products. I believe that the things that I use to clean
Mm-hmm.
with are things that everyone should use. And so once I've learned some marketing
Mm-hmm.
skills, I feel like I could expand that way, and I would be excited to do
Mm-hmm.
so.
Yeah, I feel like you would be chasing the ultimate American dream, right? Running your own
Yes.
business and also like just being independent from anything else.
Yes. Yes, it would be nice to not have to run clean somebody's toilets for them, to be able to do my house cleaning at my house and teach other people how to do house cleaning at their house. And now I also, though, my housekeeping business that's here locally, it's very profitable. It's a good business, but I would like to be able to train some employees how to do the job right
Mm-hmm.
and then let them go with it, and me be able to focus more on my online
Mm-hmm.
business and expanding from there, definitely.
Yes,
um,
I mean, Jody, like I need to like I think I need to like tell my audience. I don't think few people are able to capture this, that how immensely like positive you are. Um, because I'm pretty sure when my audience is just going to listen to this episode or just just like come across this episode at some time, right? They would not understand the kind of
yes.
things that you have overcome or just overcoming on a regular basis, yet you manage to have this kind of positive attitude. So that was kind of my next thing, like how do you stay so positive?
Very honestly, it's because I believe in God and I believe that He loves
Mm-hmm.
me, and that because I have value in His eyes, that I should value myself. And the jobs that I've done in the past and everything, all hardships that I've gone through throughout my life, I feel like they all are leading me to a very good place,
Mm-hmm.
where things are able to get better. I mean, things are better right now. I'm 44 right now, and my life is better than it's ever been. And I believe it's because I have chosen to believe in
Mm-hmm.
myself. I believe that there is a God who loves me, and that because of His love, I am able to do great and mighty things. And so I have. That's the core of my
Mm-hmm.
being, is that belief. And because of that belief, I feel like I'm capable of of growth
Mm-hmm.
and of learning um, and succeeding. And so and then also the fact that I have these three amazing kids who I want to be a good example
Mm-hmm.
for. And I also want to show them that they can succeed no matter what obstacles have come their
Mm-hmm.
way, no matter what mistakes they may have made, through life. You can always move on from where you
Mm-hmm.
were and advocate for better things and try hard and grow and learn.
Mm-hmm.
And so I keep on wanting to learn more and just expand my horizons and push myself past my comfort zone. And it's all because I believe that I have value and that my children have value and that we all deserve a better life. And that's where
Mm-hmm.
how I stay how I stay rolling.
Got it. Because you know, for a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure a lot of my people who are listening to this find it very difficult to be like positive, even like 40% of how happy you are, and they don't have like tough life, but somehow they lack that kind of positiveness in their life where they just cannot get their chins up and just do something. Like, what is your suggestion like to those kind of people who are just listening to us now?
Um, I believe that every person has value and worth. And so what you need to do is learn to love yourself enough to believe that you deserve great things, that you deserve to succeed. And if you believe that you are of value and that you should succeed, then I think that it will help you to push yourself and to not just um, stay in your mediocre life, um, but rather try to actually, I mean, think about whenever you were a kid and you were told you can do
Mm-hmm.
anything. You can be anyone, you can grow up to be anything you want to be. Well, that's still true, even whenever you're in your 40s. You still get to choose who you want to be, and you can choose what life you want to live, and then you work towards it. And maybe you reach for the stars, but you only make it halfway. But if you never reach for the stars at all, you're not going to make it anywhere. You have to set a goal for yourself. You have to maybe even write it out, because sometimes when you write out your dream and your goal, and it's right there in front of you, and it registers in your mind a little bit better. This is where I'm going to go. This is what I'm going to do, and it's because I deserve to do this. And if you have children, think of it as, this is what, I need to get up off the couch and do something that is going to set them up for a better future. Because whether you're just setting yourself up or you're setting up your family, either way, that should be your driving factor,
Mm-hmm.
is knowing that you are of value and that your family is of value, and that you all deserve to do better and to succeed and to reach dreams and goals.
Mm-hmm. Got it. I mean, the more I talk to you, understand like your point of view, why you are so positive, and why you have been able to be, like, because I imagine, like having a couple of kids and managing another like adult, that's business. It must be like kind of hard. Like, what was your experience around it,
What was my experience around what?
around juggling everything, like working, like taking care of kids
Oh.
and running this business?
Well, let's see. First, I got to say that I did a poor job of taking care of everything for a long time. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm 44 now, but when I was 39, so just 5 years ago, I found out that I have ADHD, and started down the road of being medicated for that, which helps me to be able to focus my attention, helps me to be able to do things that I used to not be able to do. So there was a time like when my children were younger, because right now my kids are, I have two teenagers and a little one, an 8-year-old.
Mhm.
But when my teenagers were smaller kids, they were late to school every day of the week. We were late everywhere we went.
Mhm.
I would be late to work over and over again and would lose jobs because of it. I went from one job to the next. Probably every 6 months, I had a different job because I couldn't keep things
Mhm.
together. I just was mentally incapable of processing a lot of conversation. I wasn't able to learn stuff as well because it was just hard for me to grasp things. So whenever I started, went and got diagnosed and started getting help, and I also started getting some therapy. Um, to deal with what I had a very low self-esteem because of not being able to accomplish, just being an adult. It seemed like it was just too hard for me.
Mhm.
Um, and I have so much has changed just knowing what the problem was. I no longer hate myself for having been such a mess.
Mhm.
I now know that I was a mess because my mind was a mess and I needed help. So accepting the help that I needed was a really big step for me. And then since, over the past year, my kids are rarely ever late to anything.
Mhm.
I have had the same job for many years now. I have had the same home for 5 years now instead of having to move every year
Mhm.
because for a while there, I just couldn't keep the bills paid. I just forgot stuff all the time. And so really, I reached out and got help, is what happened. And whenever I got help and found out what the problem was all along, um, our lives started improving from there. And it's just been getting better ever since. And really, the therapy that I got for my self esteem issues,
Mhm.
for being so hard on myself and just hating myself, really, I did not like who I was.
Mhm.
I've learned to give myself grace and to know that we are all human. And as humans, we're just not going to be perfect. And it's okay. And so
Yes.
that sounds simple,
Mhm.
but yet it is such a mind blowing transformation. At one point, I hated everything about me. And now I see myself as a child of God who has had issues, but has really fought
Mhm.
hard to get through them. And all the fighting was worthwhile. All of the going and asking for help and really looking for therapy, for counseling, those things. I It was all worth it.
Mhm.
It has changed my life for the better, and I'm really glad that. And now I would encourage anybody that struggles with self esteem and with even if it's a mental issue, like I have, that they reach out for help and not be too proud to receive the help when they find it, because it makes all the
Mhm.
difference whenever you change your mindset and see yourself as um, as a human rather than just hating on yourself. So
Mhm.
I'm babbling now. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Because I just want to understand, like, and I want to give you that kind of a time where you're able to express yourself. Because uh, someone great, I don't remember their name, said that it is so simple to be happy, but it is so happy to be simple. And that's a very complicated statement, because being
Yeah.
happy and being simple are the most like hardest thing that humans can achieve. Because there is a physicist who interviewed many Nobel Prize winners, right? And all of them, most of them said that they suffered from imposter syndrome, where they were like, I don't deserve this. Like, this should not be happening to me. um, and that, I feel, is so many people right now. Because um, uh, especially in my country, that is India, right? People are
Mhm.
very humble, and sometimes it can be like way too humble. Like someone could criticize them and they would take it seriously, and they would
Right.
not take that criticism with a pinch of salt. They are like, okay, it is what it is. Like if you called me dumb, I would think, okay, you know what, I'm really dumb. Like that's just accepted. And
Right.
that is such a like sad state of just being, that I think your point of view where you said, you have to understand that you have value. Like, um and I
Right.
understand that you have been through hell to understand that point in your life. And I hope that people are able to understand that without going through hell, because humans are very good at learning from each other's mistake.
Right. Yes, yeah. I have been through some pretty rough times. We we ended up homeless for a while at one point because I couldn't keep things together. That was really rough. My kids were traumatized. They still talk about it sometimes, um, and and that was part of what I hated about myself was that I was too weak. I thought I was weak and pathetic. And I really did have a bad outlook on everything about myself at that point in life. But I don't think that people have to go through that kind of crap to be able to learn these lessons. I would really love eventually to be able to do some coaching, one on one coaching with people who are stuck in that kind of mind frame of not loving themselves and not having grace, giving themselves grace with their own mistakes and stuff. Um, but yeah, I understand like how people, you were saying so humble that they take a horrible
Hmm.
thing that's said about them
Yeah.
and then just like, okay, yeah, yeah. But that's not humility as much as self-loathing.
Hmm.
And nobody should ever allow negative garbage to be tacked to them
Hmm.
permanently. Instead, you got to learn to say, no, that's not who I am. I get to choose who I am, and that's not who I am. And and just push that negativity away because you can't love yourself and hate yourself at the same time. And so to value yourself, you don't get to let people tag you with negative ideas and thoughts
Hmm.
and let it stick. You just don't let it stick.
Yeah.
Maybe you consider it for a moment. Maybe you even consider how you can improve,
Hmm.
but you don't let that become who you
Hmm.
are. Nobody gets to tell you who you are except you.
Yes. Here is what I kind of believe, Jody. Like, just let me know if that's kind of correct or not from your point of wisdom. I believe that when a person criticizes you or me, like another person, you know I feel
Hmm.
like they are not criticizing me as a person, but they're criticizing one of my acts.
Yeah.
Right? Like people can hate.
Yeah. If you can disassociate it.
Yeah, it's like, like I hate how you talk, and I'm like, yeah, that does not mean you hate me. That means you don't like my talking.
Right.
So, like, do you
Yeah. And
agree with
who you
that?
are is not how you talk. Yes, I do. Because not everything that we do determines who we are. Not everything that what am I trying to say? We are not you know, I am not just what I look like,
Yes.
and I'm not just what I sound like.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, if somebody doesn't like the way I look, it has nothing to do with whether they like me or not.
Hmm.
Now, maybe they think it does in the first place, but if I take that to heart, then I think I'm wrong. I'm in the wrong to do that
Hmm.
because because those little minor things, the details of our outer being, are not who we are at all. And so, um, you know what? I just got totally a different train of
Hmm.
thought there for a second. But
That's okay.
yes, I do believe definitely that whenever somebody has a critique of
Hmm.
me, if I can take that critique and do something productive with it and not let it be my label. It's not who I am. Just because that's what they see does not mean that's who I
Hmm.
am.
Yes. And I think that in today's modern world where we have social media and this rigorous attempt to be perfect,
Mhm.
from these models of Instagram and Facebook. I'm not talking about models like women, but I'm talking about models of lifestyle, and we are so
Yeah.
obsessed with that. That's why a stand-up comedian said that we are so in love with the idea of romance rather than the person that like we are in love with. We just like we just like the thought of it, but we are so disconnected from the actual life that um, you know we are kind of suffering from a lot of things, suffering from self-doubt and negativity. And I believe the biggest thing like is imposter syndrome, where people think they don't deserve something. um,
Yeah. Yeah, like my house is a mess right now. And sometimes I feel like an imposter trying to teach people how to clean whenever I don't have a perfectly clean
mhm,
house. But I have to remember I'm teaching what I know, not what I constantly and perfectly practice in every way at
exactly.
all times.
Hmm.
Right. And so I still know what I know, whether I am capable all the time of keeping everything in perfect order, I still can teach what I know. And so I totally get the imposter syndrome thing. Oh, but yeah, as far as that relates to relationships and
Hmm.
stuff, you were saying, people in love with the idea of
Hmm.
romance or whatever. Yeah, I think that oh gosh, I hope you're able to edit this some.
Don't
no,
worry, don't worry about it.
no, okay, because my brain keeps going off in a different direction.
That's
I'm
okay.
thinking about other stuff.
Jody, I just want to step in and say, like, there is no kind of time limit, or I'm going to stop you at this, but just don't worry about it. It's just me and you having conversation. Like, don't worry about it completely.
Yeah. Well, I know that. Oh, what did you say about? What's the
So,
last thing you said about?
I was talking about how people are so in love with idea of romance rather than the reality of like having a partner. Reality of falling
Right.
in love, rather than they're just obsessed with idea of it.
Yeah, yeah, and so that's because people they don't know who they are. They don't know who. They don't understand their own. I don't. You know, I can't even think straight right now as far as that goes. I haven't
Hmm.
been in a relationship in so many
Hmm.
years that whenever I meet somebody who is like falling in love with somebody, my I'm constantly a doubter. I'm like, I don't know that that's love. I don't think you know what love
Yeah.
is even. And so personally, I my head's going all different ways with that because I haven't even dated anyone in 9 years
Hmm.
personally.
Hmm.
And I don't get like I don't have crushes anymore these days because
Hmm.
I meet people and I just see them as another flawed human, and I haven't like been able to get past
Hmm.
that and fall in love with someone. So here I'm saying that you need to value yourself, but somehow I don't value another person enough in that way. As far as romance
Hmm.
goes, I am so out of
Jody,
that.
I absolutely love how you are having like a midlife crisis right now.
I know. I'm like, I don't know what's romance. I don't even know what that is anymore.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how people fall in love with every other person they meet.
Yeah.
That is so funny to me. And I know girls, I know women my age even who seem to be just floored by every other guy that they meet,
Hmm.
and somehow they can get into a romantic relationship so quick and then right back out of it
Hmm.
and into another one. And I don't comprehend that.
Yeah.
That's like, whoa. because maybe that's partly because I value myself so much these days that I'm like, oh, I don't have time for that kind of nonsense.
Mhm.
I don't have time for whatever drama you might bring into my
Mhm.
life. Um, but I just really want to focus on on me and my
Mhm.
kids currently. And I'm so set in that mode of thought that, yeah, romance is like a foreign thought to me,
Mhm.
very foreign.
Yeah. Jody, like I hope you're aware of a few people who say that a relationship and falling in love is kind of like a theory, like flat Earth, where they don't believe in it. Like there is a group of people who say that like falling in relationship is like a move by matrix where they want to keep you in the system.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that. I believe that,
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I'm just saying like these kind of people exist too out there.
yeah. Yeah, and I think that a relationship should be, two best friends that end up just can't do without each other anymore,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Um, that's that's my ideal of what how you start a right relationship. Now, the two relationships that I have been
Hmm.
in, the two marriage, because I've been married twice,
Hmm.
and divorced twice, obviously.
Hmm.
Um, Both of those relationships were started off all wrong.
Hmm.
The first time I got married, I was only 21, and I he had introduced me to drugs and alcohol, which I had never done before in my life. And a year later, I married him
Hmm.
while totally out of my mind. I was not in a good place. I was doing drugs, and they were destroying my body and my mind. And I met him like that and married him like that, knowing that I was making a mistake.
Hmm.
I did it because my family was upset that I was with somebody that I wasn't married to, and so they were very religious, and they pushed me to get married because I was living with him. And so I got into that relationship, very wrongly. And we ended up together for like 7 years, and it was really rough. It was never happy. It was
Hmm.
very lonely, very sad. I quit doing drugs
Hmm.
not long after we got married, and he never quit at all. And I tried to change him. And that's a mistake. Whenever you're in a relationship, you can't try to change somebody. You definitely can't go into the relationship thinking I'm going to change this person and they're going to be what I think they should be, because it doesn't work. And so then, 6 years after we
Hmm.
divorced, I met someone, and I had started drinking a lot of alcohol. I wasn't doing drugs anymore. I quit that in my early 20s
Hmm.
and never went back to, but I had started drinking alcohol, which is totally legal,
Hmm.
and all the adults I knew were drinking,
Yeah.
and so it should have been okay. But I found out the hard way that I have a problem with alcohol,
Hmm.
that I could not. And so I had been drinking a lot for a year or so,
Hmm.
and met another guy, and he had all the right stuff to say, and acted like he would love to be dad to my kids. And I just married him without knowing him. I thought this was going to work, and everything would be better, and I'd have somebody to help me with, bills and kids, and instead
Hmm.
it turned into a nightmare. It was really a scary relationship. It was very toxic,
Hmm.
and I tried to fix him too, and it wasn't working. It didn't work. So that time, instead of sticking around for 7 years, we were together for 1 year. And when I left, I was pregnant again.
Hmm.
And so before I even had my third baby, I became a single mom again. I
Hmm.
was pregnant with two teen preteens at that point in life. But yeah, I went into relationships the wrong way. I think that's why I haven't dated for 9 years, really, is
Hmm.
because I only had negative
Yeah.
experiences. and I have been afraid to a degree
Hmm.
of having another negative experience.
Yeah.
But my hope is that I become best friends with
Hmm.
somebody at some point, and that they just, I can't stand to be without them. And that's how my next relationship will start off.
Hmm.
Not with drugs, not with alcohol, not with pretentious, ideas of who each other are,
Hmm.
but actually know each
Yeah.
other, and appreciate,
Hmm.
each other, rather than thinking, well, I can work with this one, I can fix him,
Hmm. Yeah.
because that was wrong thinking right
Hmm.
there. You
Yeah.
cannot fix somebody. Um, you can't love them so much that they change their ways. It doesn't actually work
Hmm.
out. But
Yeah. I mean, it's better to buy a new house than buy a crappy one and try to fix that. Because even
yeah,
if you fix that house, it's going to leak, it's going to cry, it's going to complain. um yeah, so that's kind
yes.
of like very honest from your side, talking about it. um yeah, because that like took me in so many paths, like in thought process, that I'm just trying to wrap my like chipmunk brain
Where do you
around
go
it.
next?
Yeah, because you throw like like 3 to 4 curveballs at me. I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, so.
That's the way my brain works. I'm
Mhm.
like, I got 10 things going on in different directions at all
Mhm.
times. And sometimes it can get really complicated up inside here.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm pretty similar, because I'm always running out with ideas, and because in today's world, the kind of partners that people seek, it is so similar to like shining ball syndrome kind of thing. Like, they want to grab
Yeah.
the next most shiniest and the like darnest thing out there, and they don't give a fuck about what's going to happen after that. And
Yeah.
especially in western countries right now, like if you look at it, that's a big problem, right? Because people are struggling to find complete families and have family values, because they enter into a
Yeah.
relationship in a wrong time. It's like it's like going to a supermarket when you're hungry, because you are going to buy all the wrong things you know
Right.
um,
Yeah.
instead of that, go to a supermarket when you are full, and you know what you want to buy, rather than just getting in there and just getting burgers and like frozen foods and all these things.
Right. Right. Yeah. I can totally understand that analogy,
Hmm.
because I definitely married like frozen
Hmm.
foods.
Yeah.
I was not looking for the good, healthy stuff. I was looking for what was quick and easy at the time.
Hmm.
And that's what I found. And
Yeah.
it wasn't healthy, it was toxic for sure. But I feel like that people these days, they are looking for the wrong thing for sure. They think they know what they want. They think they know what they need, but really we don't know what we need until we're in the middle of a situation. We don't understand our own selves oftentimes. I think becoming more self-aware is probably the first step in finding a good relationship,
Hmm.
is more understanding of who you are and what you need and what you want.
Hmm.
um, and not just looking for somebody that looks really good and says some of the right things,
Hmm.
um, but rather looking first at yourself and making sure you're who you think somebody would, that you're the right kind of person
Yes.
for the right kind of
Hmm.
person, making sure that you are stable, and that you are positive, and that you are in a good place. Because if you go into a relationship and you're a broken
Hmm.
mess,
Yeah.
and then you're hoping for them to fix you, and you think you're going to fix it, it's just such a disaster.
Yes.
It can become, yeah. Now I'm thinking of food though.
That's totally fine. We can talk about food. Jody, like I picked this supermarket analogy from social media. Like, our older guy said that, um, just like when you're hungry, you don't go to supermarket because you're going to grab wrong things. Similarly, you do not find new relationships when you're desperate, because you're going to pick wrong people.
Right.
And I was like, damn, like
Yeah.
that is, he laid it out so quickly, like you know it took me like several minutes to really understand the volume that he was speaking to. But
Yeah, that
anyways,
makes sense.
fuck it, because you're interested in food, let's talk about food. um
No, no, no,
um
no.
yeah, so what type of food do you like?
Oh, I love Greek food, probably the best. That is the best food in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I love to go get a euro. That's good stuff. But I also like Mexican food. There seems to be a lot of Mexican food restaurants where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there are no Indian restaurants
Oh.
anywhere around me.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I
Yeah.
have to go to the city,
Mm-hmm.
which is about an hour and a half drive.
Mm-hmm.
So, so we don't have we have a Thai restaurant here
Mm-hmm.
locally, and that's pretty good stuff too.
Got it.
But here at home, I like to cook nothing. I don't like to cook.
Sorry. Yeah, that was like a perfectly well timed punchline that you put there. That
Yes.
I yeah.
I like to grill meats though. I love a good
Mm-hmm.
steak and some pasta to go with
Mm-hmm.
it, but yeah, if it were up to me, we would just eat out every meal because I want someone else to cook the
Uh-huh.
food and clean up the mess afterwards.
Yeah.
And yeah, and actually, I've been getting food sent to me in the mail because I hate going to the grocery
Mm-hmm.
store. I've been I have to go to the store for our fresh
Mm-hmm.
produce and meat and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the other stuff goes, all the dry
Mm-hmm.
foods, I've been getting them shipped to us so that I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
spend as much time at the grocery
Mm-hmm.
store. Um,
Yeah.
now my kids, they love some they love fried foods
Mm-hmm.
and things that are very
Yeah.
unhealthy. And so yeah.
Just like every other kid.
They would
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in your
We
town, or in your city, do you have like hyper like local delivery mobile apps where you can order food or groceries and they will deliver very quickly?
Only the pizza places deliver food,
Mm-hmm.
like, from the restaurants.
Uh-huh.
None of them deliver except the pizza
Mm-hmm.
places. So we have, 2 pizza places in town that we can have delivery from.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, you can order it online,
Mm-hmm.
and then you run over and pick it up. And since it's a small town,
Yeah.
it takes me, like, 5 minutes to get anywhere in
Mm-hmm.
town.
Yeah.
And, we probably have a good 2 dozen restaurants in our little bitty
Mm-hmm.
town because it's a tourist town and
Yeah.
there's so many people here that come visit here from all over the world because we live in the middle of the Rocky Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 14,000-foot mountains all the way around our
Mm-hmm.
town. And people come here to hike mountains and to go rafting on the river
Yeah.
and things like that. And so we have to have a lot of restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but none of them will deliver because it's a small town. So
Mm-hmm.
you just gotta actually get up and go get it.
Got it.
We eat we eat at the Chinese restaurant
Mm-hmm.
here locally quite a bit too.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I mean, let me like blow your mind. I live in a city called as Bangalore in India. So I'm all the way over here, like very far. And like my city is like Silicon Valley of India. It is so similar to like um
Um,
Silicon Valley of United States, like all technology startups
yes.
and everything. Let me tell you how ridiculous it is right now. There are these mobile apps where you could order anything. I mean anything, like from produce to groceries to food to meat to fish, whatever you want to order, and it will be delivered to your doorstep within 10 minutes.
Wow. That's that's like you wouldn't even have to ever get off your couch.
Yes, exactly. That's my point.
Are people getting really huge? Are
No,
they growing? Like no,
unfortunately,
okay, so
no.
they still get out and do stuff.
Yeah, they get out and do stuff. Here is how crazy it is. One of my neighbors, um, he's an asshole because he ordered iPhone 14 Pro Max over the app, and it they delivered like within like 8 minutes. And he was bragging about it. He was like, "I got my new phone in 8 minutes." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck you, but it does not matter. You are just a lazy piece of shit. That's what you are."
Yeah, that is really lazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's got to be some level of joy in going out and doing it yourself sometimes, at least.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely. I mean,
that
just
seems
imagine a person who has like impulse buying, like spree, like they are absolutely screwed. Because let's say you put up an order on Amazon, it might take you like 2 to 3 days to deliver. And in that period, if you realize I don't want this, you can cancel that. But
yeah,
in 10 minutes a person can't do shit, like he ordered, he paid, it's
yeah,
here,
no,
boom, deal with it.
yeah. Don't go to the bathroom while you're waiting for it to be delivered because you
Yeah.
might miss your delivery.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. Like I will just order, and I'm like, can I go do something, or just I have to wait for this? Because he's just going to be here. And that's a kind of like level of technology right now in my country, and people call India's third
Wow.
world country. Yeah,
Yeah.
people are so much sophisticated here. um
Yeah, we don't have that here.
yeah.
No. Now, if I lived in
hmm
Denver, which is about 3 hours from where I
hmm
live, in Denver, they have, you can order pretty much anything from anywhere. And there, people will, there's tons of people, thousands, maybe more than that, of people who just run around and pick stuff up
hmm
for people.
yeah.
But I doubt it would be 10 minutes. I can't imagine
Yeah.
that you could get it that quickly, even in
Yeah,
Denver.
and
So
the best thing
impressive.
is like they are testing drone deliveries now, like, and they are claiming that to be even more faster, of course. I
Yeah.
don't know, like, I
Yeah.
think there will be a time when you just hit buy and it there you go, boom, like 20 seconds it's here.
It'll be teletransported to you.
Yeah.
Like, just beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are looking at a
That's
very
amazing.
dark future, I think.
My son, I have a 16-year-old son,
hmm
and he is in high school taking a drone class
hmm
where he's learning how to operate a
hmm
drone. And if they're teaching that in schools
yeah.
everywhere, then yeah, people will be using drones for everything in no time.
Yeah.
I think that's a very feasible, or like, we can expect that.
you
It'd
know
be weird.
hmm
It's gonna be really
you
weird.
know you brought up this interesting point. I just realized, like, out here in my city, like, people can get drone licenses, like, fully get instructed and trained, probably
Uh-huh.
for like, I would say $200.
Is that American,
Yeah.
like US
Yeah,
dollars,
200
or
US
yeah?
dollars and you can be fully.
He got his drone license for free for taking this class in high
hmm
school.
yeah, but I'm talking about like skilled based, like, like where they give you a
Yeah,
particular license and you have to go through a flight school, a drone school, I think, where they train you to.
yeah,
I don't know what the fuck they train in drone school. I'm very dumb to think
yeah.
about that.
Who knows?
Probably just
That's an
joysticks.
interesting thought,
Yeah.
man. So you're gonna go get your drone license now?
Yeah, I don't care.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people getting it here. So, yeah, let's see what happens with that. Yeah, because they have taken up, I think, permission for 15,000 drones in a city.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
but you had to realize one
How
thing,
many
like,
people live where you?
uh,
How many people live in the city you're in?
in my city, 8 million people.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There's not even 1 million people in Denver,
Mhm.
and Denver to me is a huge city.
Mhm.
I've only ever been to, like, I've been in Miami once before,
Mhm.
but other than that, I've never been to a giant city. And I don't even know if Miami's that big.
Mhm. Sorry,
That's
I think I
to me.
misquoted, and my people will freaking chase me in the streets if I put out wrong numbers. My city has 11,644,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's probably more than what lives in the state of Colorado where I live.
Yeah, I was talking to a Canadian, and she said that more people probably live in a city than in my whole province.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And would you?
I can't even imagine that. Like, just everywhere you go, there's just people. Are there any
Mhm.
trees? I
Oh my
mean,
god,
are
like
there
my,
is there
my
s
city is called as a garden city.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
throughout the streets you get trees, and yeah, it's very like greenery and garden. Yeah, but it's not like you don't feel like 12 million people live here, apart from maybe like
Yeah,
peak time conditions. Apart from that, you don't
yeah.
feel. Would you take a guess about like what is like current India's population?
Um,
Just take a wild guess, like it's
in
okay.
in the billions, like,
Hmm.
I don't know, a billion or 2 billion?
Yeah, we are nearing that, because we are right now 1.48 billion.
Wow.
Yeah, like way too many people.
I think we have about 350 million here in the United States.
Yeah,
That's what I last
33 million, 33.19 million is United States population.
How many?
33.19 million.
Ah,
That's like how many people
yeah.
live in my state.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we have our own railway systems, right, between cities. um
Mhm.
the population of Australia, we carry so many people on trains every day.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Australia is just like desert, half of it though, I think,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes, yes.
Like, people can't even live in half
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
continent.
And
Mm,
our it's 2.57 million is Australia's population.
wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And our
You
railway,
should look up how many people live in Buena Vista, Colorado.
let me look at it, because I'm pretty sure I'd be
Okay.
surprised. West.
Yeah. You'll be like, "Wow, we have so much space to move around. You can go hiking on a mountain and not run into a person the whole day."
But you would not like believe me. I feel like I was an American in the previous life. Um,
Oh,
and I'm not talking about like progressive American. I'm talking about absolute like conservatives. Like because it's my dream to like buy agriculture land in United States and just do homesteading.
yeah.
Yeah, and I just looked at your population. It absolutely sucks. Sorry, it's just 2,988 people.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it's very small. It's a
Yeah.
small town in the middle of nowhere,
Hmm.
but people come here, like 100,000 people come here every summer probably
Hmm.
just to vacation here. And so we have like a constant like traffic through here all through the summer.
Hmm.
And then the rest of the year it's the quietest, calmest town. It's just so peaceful.
Hmm.
There's no big drama going on anywhere, not a lot of sirens going. We have very quiet.
My God, I
Um,
absolutely love your town. I'm just looking at images, and I'm like, yeah, I could live there.
it's really beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's also very expensive. It costs about $2,500 to get a house every month. Uh,
Rent is it?
for a house that's
Rent is it?
yeah, rents anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500 a month for a house
Mm-hmm.
here, and that's why my kids and I live in an
Mm-hmm.
apartment. So our apartment complex, it's about half the regular
Mm-hmm.
price of everybody else. So I have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was to go and get a house
Mm-hmm.
with 3 bedrooms and two
Mm-hmm.
bathrooms, I'd be paying more than double the rent that I pay right
So
now.
it would be
So
like 2,500.
um, yeah,
Damn.
yeah. Right now, the rent where I'm at is about 1,100,
Mm-hmm.
and it would go to like 2,500 if I moved into a house
Jesus.
and had a
Mm-hmm.
yard. Yeah, so it's very expensive to live
Mm-hmm.
here. Um, Eventually, I will probably move away,
Jody,
but
here is my
right
suggestion.
now, my kids.
Come to Bangalore. Come to Bangalore. because
I don't know if I could
2.5k.
handle that many
Oh
people.
yeah, you can absolutely handle those many people. You don't have to worry about people here. It's so easy to get away from people in Bangalore. Um, because it's just the way city has been designed to handle those many people. But I'm just saying, if you had 2.5k, like $2,500, you could pay rent
Hmm.
for 6 months in my country. And I live, and
Wow.
I also live in a 3 bedroom, two halls, like one drawing room and one guest room, let's say. Like it's pretty damn big, and it is nearing to 2000 square feet. And I don't
Yeah.
pay that much. If I rented this particular place out, it would not cost me that much. It would cost me like, let me see, $220 per month.
220?
Yes, $220.
Oh my gosh. You can't rent a box to live in here for that price.
Yeah. So
Be living on in a ditch on the side of the road. That's
yeah.
amazing.
So with
Now
2500,
my
you could
my
live in my house for an year.
wow. That's amazing. I have a brother that married a woman in the Dominican
Mm-hmm.
Republic, and they have what looks like a mansion of a
Mm-hmm.
house, and they're paying about the same that I pay right now.
Mm-hmm.
But they have huge, gorgeous, beautiful house
Mm-hmm.
for the amount that I pay for a okay apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Because my apartment's got small bedrooms. It's, for some reason, it has big bathrooms and small
Mm-hmm.
bedrooms, but
That sounds like
I
my
don't know
kind of
who
house.
designed this place. Yeah, I don't know who designed it. It's
Yeah.
kind of odd, but
um
yeah, we're kind of cramped in here. Me and 3 kids,
mhm.
we're just kind of cramped in here
Yeah.
and too much stuff and too little space.
Jody, like,
But
if I wanted to move to a similar town like yours in India, like where they had like even let's say 10,000 people, um
mhm,
I would pay in rent probably like $80 a month.
wow.
And I'm talking about the same house that I'm living right now. And let's say if I paid
That's
like $150, I could live in a mansion, like literal bungalow. I could live in that.
that's amazing. So maybe someday I'll have to come that way.
Yes, maybe. And
Especially if I'm making my money online,
yeah,
I can work wherever I want to.
Jody, here is what I do. Like I spend last 20 minutes of every episode convincing every American to come to India. It's my like ritual. I just make people jealous of how easy it is to live here. And
That's that's so mean of you.
yeah, and like food street is very cheap here, like absolutely affordable. um yeah, India is kind of awesome.
I spend about $1,000 a month on food.
Sorry, one thousand
That's
dollars
per month, yes, for
Jesus,
food for me and 3 kids. Yeah,
my God.
it's it costs a lot to eat here. The food is outrageously
It
priced.
cost me like $300, and I have a dog too. Like I have a dog. I have me. I have my mother. Even if I had like five people in the house, it would cost me like $400, and that's just an exaggeration. Like I would have to, we would have to eat like absolute freaking monsters to cover that kind of budget, or
Mhm.
just eat cheese and like I don't know, even
All the
yeah, just
time.
like eat caviar every day.
I've never had caviar in my
Hmm.
life. I don't even know what that tastes like.
God, me too, me
No,
too.
but we do eat good though. We
Hmm.
eat steaks and we eat, shrimp and we eat whatever kind of meat we like.
Hmm.
We usually get to have, but it's not cheap.
Yeah.
It costs a
Hmm.
lot. And then I pay $470 a month for my car
What the
that I
fuck?
drive.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not even the insurance. By law, I have to have
Hmm.
insurance and I have to pay $180 a month for my insurance.
So it's like six
So
hundred dollars
just to drive my car.
Yeah, I
Yes.
would I would just fucking walk in a small town. I like fuck that car.
Yeah, but I have to carry
Yeah,
around a
I
vacuum
understand.
and a
Yeah,
mop and all these cleaning
yeah.
supplies, so yeah, and, a lot of people in our town ride bikes.
Hmm.
Everybody rides bicycles all
Hmm.
the time,
Yeah.
but I don't have a bicycle because I have 3 kids and I
Hmm.
couldn't stick them all on the bicycle.
Yeah, you'd have to get one of those longer ones where they have four seats, and all
Yes,
all
yes,
all
that
of
would
the
be
people get to
awesome.
pedal.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "You guys pedal, mama's taking a break."
Yes, that would be
That
like
could
an
be
awesome
nice.
plan. Yeah, that's because $600 is crazy expensive for a car, I think. And how many like months
It
do you
is.
have to pay for this car?
I've been paying for it for about 3.5 years so far,
Jesus.
and I've got another, 2 years to pay on it
So that's like what,
before
like
it's paid for.
like 10 to 12 grand car?
No, it's about a $25,000 car.
Wow. Wow.
It's a 2019 Dodge Grand Caravan. So it's one of those that the doors slide open on the
Mm-hmm.
sides, and all of the seats in the back fold down into the floor for
Mm-hmm.
you to be able to put a mattress in if you
Uh-huh.
wanted to live in it.
Oh yeah. Got
Yeah,
it. I just looked it up. It looks nice. It's a nice car.
yeah. I bought it. I didn't even buy it brand new. I bought it. It was almost a year old whenever I bought it. Yeah.
Oh my god. That means like,
So if I had bought it brand new,
yeah.
it would have been
Yeah,
40,000.
that's what I was guessing because 1 year is like a lot of period for depreciation, and even then, if it's just 25K, wow, 40
Yeah,
grand.
that's a lot of money, right?
That's a damn lot of money for a car.
I know, but I couldn't get anything. What I kept getting before that was old cars that would break down on me everywhere I went,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know how to fix them. And so I decided to just pay the good
Yeah.
money to get something that I don't have to worry
Mm-hmm.
about. And I've never broke down once in 3.5 years. It's gets me everywhere I need to go, and it runs great and has plenty of room for all my kids and all my work stuff. And so it's kind of like investing in a
Mm-hmm.
house,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Just in case we're homeless ever again, we have a car to live in now.
Yeah, and a sturdy car too. It can probably
Yes. Yes.
drive wherever you want. Yeah,
I need new tires on it, which will cost me $400 or $500 to get new tires put on.
yeah, that sounds like pretty sane to me. Like it's not
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, that's not thousands of dollars at
Yeah,
least.
it would be like
Yeah.
probably like 20% cheaper in India, like maybe like $350, $300.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are there Dodge Grand Caravans
No,
there? Do people drive
Dodge
those?
is not in India. Yeah, they
Oh.
tried to come in, they spectacularly failed twice. So they're like,
Oh.
okay, we're not coming to your country. Please leave us alone.
I wonder why.
Because
What
competition
was
is way
the
too much here. Because because Indians are very good at bargaining. Like
mhm.
if you ever go to a convenience store where there is an Indian, just try bargaining with him. He will die there.
Well,
And
if I repeated that line, I would be called a racist probably, so
Judy, who gives a
ugh,
fuck? That's my honest opinion
yeah,
about it. Who gives a
not
fuck?
me.
Like, because I'm an Indian and I know damn Indians, and Indians like they are like, like I let's say I go with my sister, right? Just shopping, and we go to a shop, and
Mhm.
if a person says this shirt is for, let's say, $20, okay, and my sister will go, how about $2?
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
and
great.
me being a man,
That's my mom. My mom does that. She
exactly.
everywhere she goes, she talks somebody down. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yes.
and my sister won't leave there like until you give her the price, and that's like
That's
90% of
nice.
Indians. So yeah, in
Can you barter with stuff inside stores? Because
yes.
here you
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah,
If there's a price on it, you can't talk them down. There's no talking anyone down.
I mean, we still have this
Um,
popular presence of mom and pop shops and family run shops and establishments and businesses run by family rather than chains and super malls and all this bullshit. So yeah, you do have leeway. Like if you saw a shirt for, let's say, $10, you could probably get it down for 4, 5, 6. It depends on your ability
Wow.
to hassle with the person.
And see, we Americans would come over there and just pay the price, thinking
Hmm.
that that's what you had to do,
Yeah,
and not even know that.
and there is a special price for Americans, if you know what I mean.
Ah, yes,
Yes. That's why.
because we're used to it.
No, and also, like, because let's say, the shirt that I'm wearing right now, it cost me like 350 rupees. That's somewhere around $4 to $5, right?
Hmm.
And if a foreigner came in and they said, this is a $20 shirt, $20 for a shirt is rather cheap, right? And they would still be like, okay, $15 final. But they don't understand that this whole damn shirt cost me like $5, right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
See, if I go to a thrift store and
Mm-hmm.
buy old clothes,
Mm-hmm.
which is usually what I do because rich people here will wear something a few times
Mm-hmm.
and then drop it off at a thrift store.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I go and shop quite often because I can get a shirt for like $4 or $5
Mm-hmm.
there. But if I go shopping at the mall,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to pay like $30 or $40 for a good shirt.
Damn.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and t-shirts will be like $20 to $30 even
20 to
these
30
days.
dollars
But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
for a t-shirt, yeah. And like if I sell t-shirts online,
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to sell them for $30 because that's the going rate here
Mm-hmm.
for a
Yes.
t-shirt.
And then you call me for raw materials.
Yeah.
I supply the t-shirt, you just
No.
sell it for $30.
I'll sell them all day long
Yeah,
after I pay like $3 each for them to be made and then sell them
that's
for
it.
30.
Yeah, that's like 90% profit margin. Like, that's an unbeatable business
Perfect.
idea.
Yes. Well, I have been considering doing that because I just got through publishing two coloring books
Mm-hmm.
that I made online. I
Mm-hmm.
just used AI
Mm-hmm.
to generate the pictures,
Mm-hmm.
and then I used AI to generate me a cover copy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to pay zero money to make these coloring books,
Mm-hmm.
nothing at all that I had to pay,
Yeah.
just my time. And I'll be selling them for $15 each.
Damn. And Jody, by the way, you're not supposed to say AI did it. You are supposed to say I engineered it.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Of
you
course I did.
engineered it. You are an expert in prompt engineering. You know how to prompt an
Uh huh.
AI. So yeah, you are an expert in that field.
Yes. Thank you. That's why I'll start phrasing it from
Yeah,
now on, for
please do
sure.
that. Yeah, Jody, anyways, it's been like a blast talking to you, and I'm genuinely like happy after talking to you, which is like quite rare for me. So
That's good. I'm glad.
thank you so much for taking your time and like being on the show, first of all. And also,
I appreciate.
yeah, and like, if Jody wants to share something with us, those links will be in the episode description. Just go there and check her things out, and if possible, support her, because she is a wonderful person and she deserves all the support that we can provide. And to my audience, guys, this is the end of the episode, and thank you for making it this long. And until next time, take care. Bye bye.